if you follow monk mode for at least half the year, I guarantee that you will achieve your goals. Mode really isn't about balance. It is about immersion. It is about guaranteeing success. Number 1, 10 minutes a day of meditation. Mandatory. Non-negotiable number 2 is exercise of at least 30 minutes a day. Now, this can be in the gym. This can be a high-intensity workout. This can be literally whatever you want. And the third one is no alcohol or weed. So do 21 days. Face your own emotions. Face your own mind and your own voice.
So for the next 21 days, this is what I chose to do every single day without fail. Firstly, I use the same non-negotiable variables as Iman, but I upped the exercise time, just because I believe 30 minutes isn't long enough for the physique I want to achieve, so I made sure I did at least 1 hour a day. As for the other variables I decided to add, they were a minimum of 2 minutes under a cold shower, 30 minutes of reading, and 5 hours of personal work. And when I say personal, any work outside my job and studies. For example, anything related to my personal brand and upcoming businesses. And on top of this, just as a bit of a cherry on the cake, I also focused on trying to maintain a good diet by eating more meat, drinking only water, coffee and bulk shakes, and then taking any other daily supplements.
You can really set out your cycles however you want. The big thing that you need to ask yourself is environment.
And it's true. For the first couple of weeks of this cycle, I spent where I'm currently living, in the lovely place known as Luton in the UK. But because I'm here, I have very limited distractions. I have my space to work, eat and sleep. And I'm walking distance from the gym, my office, supermarkets, hence why I don't currently own a car. It's truly just a place to grind, perfect the routines and not have a social life. This location is also very depressing. No offence to anyone that lives in Luton. And being within this environment is only a motivator to make me work harder and truly appreciate the future opportunity of working abroad that I desire. The second half I spent while visiting my family in a very isolated forest in a caravan with no Wi-Fi or phone service. Now here I decided to take a bit of time off from my day job to focus more on my personal work, which this environment was just perfect for. The site I was on was also very quiet at this point in the year, so I had very little human interaction other than my mum. But I had everything that I needed: a gym, a pool, a sauna, the outdoors, and an unlimited coffee machine in a lounge with the only Wi-Fi available on site. This made it ideal just to get on with my day, with no distractions from the outside world. I'm editing away at night in the caravan and I go to check my phone. I can't do anything with it, so it's perfect to just force yourself to work.
So my monk mode protocol comprises of 3 non-negotiables. Number 1, 10 minutes a day of meditation. Mandatory.
So in general, I'd say that one of the qualities that I possess is that I'm a very calm person. And people that know me on a personal level have probably never seen me get mad or ever get stressed. And that is simply because I know there's never a good reason to stress and there's no benefit from it. But if there's something I could improve on, it would be that I know I get too engrossed in chasing this life that I want, constantly chasing the next thing or just chasing an element of success. So one thing I do to break this up, to reflect, is by having saunas. From now on, I can't get a gym membership somewhere. I can't go sit in a sauna after the gym and just sit alone for 10-20 minutes and be present with my thoughts. And I know there are countless benefits of this, and so by just spending that little bit extra, just have a membership here over a cheaper gym, I would say it's worth the investment. So 10 minutes a day of that when I go to the gym is my version of meditation. If not, I just like having longer showers, especially when they're cold, as it's proven that your mind gives up before your body.
Bruce, one more to carry the boats,
especially when you get that urge to get out. So again, that's just something I do to channel my thoughts.
Non-negotiable number 2 is exercise of at least 30 minutes a day. Now this can be in the gym, this can be a high intensity workout, this can be literally whatever you want.
Now throughout my whole life, I've always been very active. And since the age of 16, I've only ever had one goal in mind: to put on muscle. So the 30 minutes of exercise that Iman suggests isn't really that different to my normal life, but in between days at the gym, I rarely get outside and stay indoors working, editing, etc. So I decided to spend every other day that I wasn't in the gym to go out for at least an an hour walk. And especially as walking is my current mode of transport, walking for ages is my main form of cardio.
And the third one is no alcohol or weed.
Well, firstly, I don't smoke weed. I've tried it abroad and that's the only time I've had it. I've never been one to smoke, do drugs, especially not vape.
Breathe air.
As I've never had the appeal to it. And I know I'd rather not sacrifice a healthy body just so you could get short-term pleasure from it. As for alcohol, for someone who's currently 21, an age that constantly gets peer pressure to go out at weekends, party and drink. And especially as I'm a student, I do none of that. Similar to Iman's approach, I pretty much go most of the year completely sober and then really let loose when the time's right, just for a short amount of the year. And I'm very lucky that my close group of mates are on the same page. So no alcohol or weed for the next 21 days, easy.
Set your protocol. Okay, so your 3 non-negotiables and then add some other variables. I personally don't recommend doing more than 6 variables because I think it just gets a little intense. So do your 3 non-negotiable variables plus however many others you want, and then you go from there and you figure out your cycle.
And that is where my variables come into play. The first being a 2-minute cold shower. Cold showers, I think, are one of the best health hacks going. It increases blood flow, increases muscle recovery, it's a stress reliever, it stimulates white blood cells, and increases your immunity. For me, by having it at the start of my day, it not only wakes me up, but it gives me this feeling that I can just do anything and I get a big amount of energy from it. So cold showers every single day I know will be beneficial. Next being 30 minutes of reading. Outside of school, up to the age of 18, I'd never completed a book in my life until I came across the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. And this was the first time that pages on a book actually changed my way of thinking. And since then, I've read a couple more. But as time's gone on, I've become so obsessed of wanting to constantly do work that reading has sort of taken a backseat. To me, even listening to an audiobook while I go for a walk is something I like doing. And in this case, walking and reading is 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, this is where the big one comes in, the hardest of the lot to stay consistent with. And that is by having the ability to work 5 hours undistracted, what Iman refers to as deep work on my current personal project. The reason I say this is hard is that I already work between 9 and half 5 in the day. So an additional 5 hours will literally just give me enough time to fit everything else in, eat, and then sleep. So any temptations to have a rest or have some downtime just can't be happening. I know that I have a lot of energy to use, so I want to make the most of it and turn it into something I know I can show from it. So later on in life, I can afford to take my foot off the pedal a bit. And so here's how it went. On the first couple of days, my motivation was high and I completed everything I said I would. It wasn't until around the end of the first week where you start to do things, not because you enjoy it, but because you know you have to do it. But I did not want to break this level of discipline. I felt like I could already feel the effects on my health. I just felt stronger, more energetic, more awake, I could sleep easier and have the ability to work throughout these long days. On days that I worked from home, I would wake up, have a cold shower, have a solid breakfast, take my daily supplements, work from home throughout the day, go outside for a walk at lunch and have another good meal, work until 5:30, then go gym and finish with a sauna or go for another walk. Then I'd have my last meal of the day, usually something meaty, and do whatever work that I'd have to do with minimal breaks from anywhere between 7 PM and 1 AM. And on days that I went into the office, I'd have the same morning routine. I'd leave a bit earlier to walk 20 minutes, do the exact same throughout the day, then go to the gym straight from work, then go home to eat, work, sleep, then repeat. This was the most productive I'd ever been in my life. And as for my mental health, it was at its peak. There's always been this argument that you need to have a work-life balance, that you need downtime in order to be productive. Well, I don't agree nor disagree. Everyone has different needs. I know I don't need downtime. And mentally, I'm at my best when I know I'm getting work done, when I know I'm achieving something. When I decide to slow down, take a break and relax, all I want to do is work. All because I know I have a lot more to offer and a lot more to achieve, and I'm not content when I'm not doing more. From the previous 21 days, I've managed to accomplish more than I ever have done before within this time frame. From having this level of discipline within my day-to-day, I've managed to dedicate my time in the day towards more rewarding tasks and limit the time wasted on bad habits increasing dopamine. And in result of this, my YouTube stats across the board are at an all-time high, including revenue and views, from being able to increase the quality of my videos, from having this increased level of dedicated time. I've been able to improve my knowledge by completing 2 books. My mood has improved as I'm not only calm, but my state of mind is in a good place, as I know that I'm achieving a lot more with my time. And to top it off, my physique is probably the best it's ever been. I've been in an ongoing battle to try and get back to my strength levels in 2020, while at the same time also being lean. And recently, I've been able to do that. As for my overall health, from managing what I eat, having cold showers, to working out more often, getting enough sleep, cutting out bad habits, inside and out, it has improved. I've had an issue with acne and bad skin, and I feel like by implementing habits that I've done recently has just made this so much better. One thing I started doing not that long ago was actually by having some sort of a skincare routine. Even just by washing my face, using coconut oil and cocoa butter, just cleared up any dry skin that I was getting before. And not that I've tested it, but I feel like recently my testosterone levels have naturally increased, and that I have so much energy, giving me this ability to have such a high focus on tasks more than ever before. So if I could end this with an answer to a question, the question that you're probably asking yourself, should I try monk mode? If you feel like you're on the right path to achieving what you want, but you get distracted easily and waste a lot of your time still, the answer is yes. Create a routine, set yourself boundaries, and be strict with your time. And after doing this first cycle, I am 100% sticking to Iman's yearly schedule with 6 months of intense 21-day cycles, 3-day break in between, 3 months of more relaxing in the summer, and the other 3 months still within a monk mode phase of more lenient boundaries.
Monk mode is a tool. Think about it as like, hey, do I need to get something done? It kind of sucks, but go straight into monk mode and you'll basically guarantee that it gets done. And whatever your action-based goals are, they will be accomplished.
And I'm sure in a year's time from now, I will look back on this video and be ever so closer to simply achieve my goal.